A study on boys who drank milk, they ended up, well, their testosterone started going down within an hour. Hey, if you want to know one of the worst destroyers of your health and your erections, then stay tuned, because today we're talking about that dairy. We're talking about the milk and the cheese, the thing that we just grew up loving. And we're just going to talk about how bad it is for you. It's extremely bad for your sex life. And hey, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 21 years been a men's performance coach with African Fly, the liquid aphrodisiac. And as a coach, I come across this a lot. People talk about breakfast and what they want to eat, and they talk about the cheese and should I have it? The answer is no. I know, it's going to break your heart, but it's also going to break your Johnson in ways you don't want. So today specifically, we're going to talk about why some people get addicted to cheese, and how dairy can lead to such things as prostate cancer, and why breakfast cereal is actually pretty freaking horrible for you. And as a bonus tip, we're going to talk about the Alzheimer's and type 2 diabetes and how all of this ties into milk and dairy also. Please make sure you share this information. It is very important that everybody knows about this. And if you like what you hear, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell so we can get some more of this information to you. And what I'm going to do is break this down till it cannot be broken anymore. All right, let's talk about this cheese, amazing cheese, that stuff that, yes, I grew up with it. Just, I used to take the single wraps, I'd unwrap it, just roll it and just make a little cheese without the sandwich type of thing. I was just like any other kid, just addicted to cheese. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why in 1909, the average person was eating about 4 pounds of cheese in a year. And here recently, it's around 33 pounds of cheese a year. So there's been a huge spike in that. And this goes down to the government working with the dairy farmers and, saying, hey, let's get some more cheese into the American people's system. So that's the reason why you got super stuffed crushed cheese and cheese, extra bacon with more cheese sandwiches with cordon bleu cheese stuff. So here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about cheese, like really, how is cheese made? So what you do is you take cow's milk and you add bacteria to it. Then it'll start fermenting, and they add this thing called rennet that just makes it turn solid. So in order for this entire process to work with the bacteria, you actually have to add in a whole bunch of salt to kill off the extra bacteria. It also stops the cheese from turning into mush. So understand this, cheese is 70% fat. It turns into fat as soon as it hits your body. It also slows down your metabolism, and there's no fiber in it, so it sticks around inside of your body for a long time. And of course, with all that extra salt in there, you're going to add water weight to your body. Think about it this way. 1 2-ounce serving of cheddar cheese is 350 milligrams of salt. Compare that to a cup of rice, which is just 20 milligrams of salt. And of course, we got our favorite Velveeta, 800 milligrams of salt. Yeah. So what do we end up with? We end up with that cheese addiction, just like I had growing up, because it has that perfect combination of fat, salt, and sweetness to it. And of course, we had to add in that addictive chemical called casomorphine, which it has the word morphine in it because it's like heroin. It gets into your system. We have site receptors in our brain that just love it. So the whole thing about mother's milk, cow's milk, whichever kind of mammal milk, is to bring the child back to the mother. The cow doesn't want to give birth. The calf comes over, gets some milk, and wanders off somewhere. So there's literally that casein that ends up being casomorphine. That casein is what gets into the baby calf's head to keep coming back to mommy. Well, if you're eating that cheese, if you're eating that, it's getting into your system, it's addictive, it's going to make you come back to it. So you are basically addicted to a cow. So, of course, nature expects newborns to be weaned off of milk. We're the only ones who run around getting extra milk and turn it into cheese and stuff. Why? I don't know. All right, when we talk about milk, sometimes we say dairy. Dairy sometimes includes eggs for some reason, but we're just going to talk about milk right now. So milk has basically only been around for about 4% of the human existence. It started off in Europe about 7,500 years ago, and we've been around for 200,000 years. 65 to 75% of humans are lactose intolerant, and if you go to Africa and China, we're talking about up to 95%. So of course, if you're drinking cow's milk, milk from another animal for some strange reason, well, are there diseases possible? Yes, there are. We got weight gain, we got cancer risk, fracture risk, irritable bowel syndrome. That doesn't even sound good. Bloating, and of course some allergies. Now, if you're lactose intolerant, some of the symptoms are feeling gassy, you have acne going on. And you have to remember, we're getting this from a giant female mammal. So while they're in the process of creating milk, it's called estradiol. That's what they're also creating, which is a precursor to estrogen. There is a lot of sugar in dairy, so you have to be careful. We're talking about 13 grams of sugar when we're only supposed to get 22 grams of sugar. Be careful. Now, like I said earlier, breakfast cereal is actually the worst form of food for you. When we talk about cereal, first thing in the morning when your testosterone levels are supposed to be going up, you're going to hit it with that sugary cereal, which is going to lower your testosterone, and you're going to hit it with milk that has more sugar in it, lowering your testosterone, and it has estrogen in it, lowering your testosterone. So let's talk about dairy consumption if you choose to do this. So if you want to have baby, men who eat cheese have lower sperm count. If you have diabetes, the fat from cheese fills your muscle cells and stops insulin from allowing glucose to enter the cells, causing glucose to stay in the bloodstream, causing more problems. If you have or you're concerned about prostate cancer, understand this. The hormonal effect of cow's milk triggers initiation of cancer of growth cells in your prostate. You get it? Countries with the highest level of milk consumption also have the highest level of prostate cancer. Also, milk is linked to Alzheimer's disease. A study on boys who drank milk, they ended up, well, their testosterone started going down within an hour. And that whole thing of milk makes strong bones. No, it doesn't. Where did that come from? There are no studies for that. And anybody who says that basically works for the cow industry. And on top of all of that, the average glass of milk has 60 anabolic hormones in it. Ew. So let's talk about some solutions, which is basically one, you don't have to drink cow's milk. You can get your vitamin D from the sun, and you can get your calcium, your protein, and your B12 from green leafy vegetables. Do not pay attention to that whole recommended 3 glasses of milk from the government. Yes, they got paid off to say something like that. Now, for my guys who just love the milk, I get it. I was like that for a little while myself. I also got into the different other kinds of milk that you can get into. We're talking about oat milk, soy milk. Well, stay away from the soy milk as much. We have hemp milk. There's a wide variety of milks that are out there that you can use as a substitute. And there are plenty of plant-based cheeses and many more coming out. It's actually the fastest growing segment of the grocery store market is plant-based foods. And also for my guys who are saying, but you know what? My cow was raised in the Himalayas and blessed by Buddha. It doesn't matter if it was processed, if it was grass, it doesn't matter. It's not good for you. So in conclusion, basically, fellas, stay away from milk, stay away from cheese. It's not good for you. It's going to cause a whole bunch of problems, especially with your erections. But hey, let me know down in the comments section, do you have a cheese addiction? Did you have it like me? I remember my last really free piece of pizza that was just, it was greasy and just juicy, and I couldn't go to the bathroom the next day. Yeah, it was downhill from there. So if you like everything you heard, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so we can get some more of this information to you. And please make sure to check out some of the other videos that I have. We got so much information. Make sure you're getting it to your system. And this is Uncle B saying, get your game up and go hard. Peace out.